It's Saturday. It's Saturday Q&A time. Doing it a little late. First question that I always ask myself, why do I eat so many peanuts? Just such a good snack. I think they're pretty healthy. Let's start some questions. All right, first question is from Zach, who I used to work with at Lyft. What's up, Zach? How we doing? Thanks for the question. So his question is, and they're very important questions. How many pieces of Lyft swag do I have with me in China, and which one is the oldest? That's a great question. So, as most of you probably know, I don't own a whole lot of clothes. I own maybe 8 t-shirts, 6 to 8 t-shirts. And some of those are just running shirts. I don't actually wear them during the day. But out of all those shirts, 3 of the shirts are Lyft. I actually ran on this one today, so it's still sweaty. But I'll go through them real quick. I'm not sure which one's the oldest. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. But here is one of my favorite. These are just like the best Lyft shirts I think that were ever made. So this is the Golden Fist Bump t-shirt that we used to give to drivers who did something like above and Beyonce is what we call it. Above and beyond for one of their passengers, or somebody just did something super badass. We would give them the Golden Fist Bump Award, and we'd send them one of these t-shirts. This is an awesome t-shirt. It's got Lyft on the back. I like it. I like Lyft swag that does not look like Lyft swag. So this doesn't really look like Lyft swag. It's got the Lyft on the back, but it's very subtle. It's nice. Another one is, this is probably my all-time favorite shirt. Did I just say that was my favorite shirt? Because I lied, because this one is actually my favorite. So this one, you can barely see it, but it's Zio Ziegler. It's actually artwork of a guy lifting up a car, and this is like the most least Lyft shirt that I have from like a Lyft swag standpoint. It does say Lyft right here, really small, and this was actually spray painted on one of the Lyft offices in Oakland. There was all kinds of badass graffiti that this guy Zio Ziegler spray painted. He's like super famous now. He's done like Facebook, and I think he even did Uber, I don't know, one of their offices or something, but his stuff is all over San Francisco, and I think he's like all over the world now. But this is one of my favorite shirts, and they're all American Apparel, like super soft mixed shirts. That's very important. They're all very comfortable. That one doesn't even have a Lyft on the back of it, which is cool. This one, I'm not sure why I like this one so much. It's kind of, I don't know, it's definitely not one of the coolest. People always wonder what the hell it means, and I actually don't even really know. We used to send these out for promotions, like for drivers who would help us promote Lyft. Ask me about my stash, basically, is what it says. This is when we were still very heavy into the mustache branding, which Lyft really isn't into anymore. But a very comfortable shirt. I don't really wear this like day to day, but I do wear it running, and it's got Lyft on the back. So that is my third piece of Lyft swag. If you look in my bag, I have this one pocket that has some like plastic bags and stuff in it, and it also has another bag that is a Lyft bag that I use. This is actually a newer piece of swag. Get in a mustache state of mind. I use this bag like at the airport, or if I need to carry something additional onto a plane or whatever. It's got Lyft on the back. It's actually kind of a shitty bag, but somehow it's held up, and I keep it in my bag just in case I need another bag. Now this is the ultimate Lyft swag, I think, as far as like hoodie goes, because it's just ridiculous. It's bright green. Who wears a bright green hoodie? It's very like old school Lyfty. It's got a balloon on the back. It's got the Lyft cursive on the front. Let me see if I can zip it up here so you can see what the front looks like. These were only given to, this is pretty early Lyft stuff here. I was probably I was like employee number 75, I think, so I was pretty early. And it has Lyft on the front with the little car. It's in cursive. It's so cute and lifty. We call things lifty. This, if you look at my photos, I mean, this is like the only non-t-shirt thing that I wear. And I've kind of made a rule that I cannot really live anywhere long-term where I need more than this to stay warm. That's kind of my rule of thumb now. So if I can't just survive with the Lyft hoodie, then I can't survive there. And it's funny, in Manila when I lived there, I would put this away and I would never use it because it was always so hot. I've used it here in Haikou a little bit. It gets cool after some rains, but that is the Lyft swag. That was kind of fun. Love the Lyft swag, love it. Does Didi offer service where we're at? So Didi, if you guys don't know, Didi is like a Lyft or an Uber, but it's a Chinese version. It's humongous. Everyone uses it here. I don't know anyone who uses Uber, to be honest. I've never, not even like foreigners, they all use Didi. It works really well. It's very well priced. I don't use it much. I actually don't even use taxis much. I walk everywhere, or I have a scooter that I take places. But I have ridden with people who have called a Didi, and I don't speak good enough Chinese yet to use it either, because you usually have to talk to the driver and tell them where to go, and I can't do that yet, but I will. So Didi is a great service here. You know, Uber tried to come in and like kick them out of their own territory, but they had to basically give up because Didi is so strong here, and they're backed by people who have tons of money. So, should we launch Lyft out there? Probably not, honestly. Like, I think it'd just be a huge waste of money. I think Lyft should, I mean, maybe Lyft can go in other countries, but I don't know, this Chinese market, pretty entrenched with Didi. I mean, if Uber can't do it with like billions of dollars that they raise specifically for China, I think it's gonna be really tough for Didi to do it. Maybe partner with Didi. I know we've partnered with Didi. Great questions. Moving on. Kathy Shirai, let's see here. Do the folks out there think that I speak with an accent? If you're talking about my Chinese, I'm sure they think I talk like a 2-year-old. I don't even think I talk good enough to even have an accent yet. I'm still fumbling through a lot of words. I'm just starting to get the tones. My ears are just starting to be able to pick up all the different stuff. You know, that's happening, like when people are talking to me, and people say different things, lots of different ways, so I don't even think my Chinese is good enough to have an accent yet, but if I did, I'm sure I would have an accent. Have you eaten any fresh veggies, unique fruit, fish, seafood, anything other than carbs? I do eat a lot of carbs. I eat a lot of bread, eat a lot of noodles, eat a lot of dumplings. I'll give you one unique veggie, one unique fruit. Unique veggie is lotus root. I think that's a vegetable. I consider it a vegetable. So they basically slice it up. It's got holes in it. If you see how this thing is grown, it's actually grown underwater. Then they harvest it out. It's kind of like a carrot, where I think they share like a potato. It's like a starch. And then they chop it up, and they can make it in all different sorts of ways. So I think that's really good. And then I think a really unique fruit here that they don't really have in the US is dragon fruit. Dragon fruit, it looks super crazy. It's like red. You peel it off. The inside kind of looks like a white kiwi. The taste is not very strong. It's a very subtle taste, but it's got lots of juices, so it's very refreshing when you eat it. I don't eat a lot of it. I kind of stick to the stuff I'm used to. I stick to bananas, apples, some other fruits that are kind of unique here, but I like the standard stuff. Also, Kathy, one more thing. I have had there's some great seafood here. There's actually a really, really great seafood market that I went to. You buy all the seafood at the bottom, then they cook it for you, and you eat it in these restaurants in the top. And I went there probably the first week or two that I was here. The guy that runs the school actually took me and treated me there, which was so nice of him. And so I went there, and we just had all kinds of good seafood. I had probably some of the best shrimp I've ever had, like these big prawns. Usually I don't like big prawns, but these were incredible. They were so delicious. So, of course, I also had plenty of mantou while I was there, as you can see, but I did eat other stuff besides carbs. Thanks for asking. And what sounds the most difficult to make? So, I'd say the R's are hard. It's like r, r, r. Like that's the sound of an R. Like R-I would be like r. And lots of people here or in the north will actually pronounce it like a Z, like the. Like ruda is hot, but some people pronounce it zuda, which is very confusing. And then there's the The Z's, the C's, and the S's are very different, and especially when you put ZH, CH, and SH. So ZH is almost like a J. So it's like J, J, J. And there's really no airflow, so it's just J, J. And Z is Z, it's like a electrical sound. Z. So it's like jiao zi, jiao zi, z, z. The Z is weird. CH it's similar, ch, but it's got airflow and you put the tongue on top of your mouth, ch. And then SH is sh. So it's ch, ch, and sh. Those are like three very different combinations that I'm just getting used to. So those, oh, and then C. I think C just by itself is kind of hard because C actually sounds kind of like a T. So it sounds like a t, like C is t. So like vegetables is shucai. So it's like shucai, SHUCAI. So it's like shucai. That's what it sounds like. So, good questions. Next questions from Sarah Lucan. First of all, thanks. I'm glad you like the videos. You know, you don't have to be as courageous as you think to end up in a place like this. This is like the 20th step of me doing it. My first step was like moving to California. Then my next step was moving to Manila. Then my next step was moving here. So it's kind of like a progression, right? Some of my favorite words to say in Chinese, xianzai, I like that. Xianzai, it's like a very precise word and it means now. So if you want to basically say that you're doing something now, you use xianzai. Xianzai. And then pijiu is beer. I think that's kind of a fun one to say. So like if you're asking a restaurant if they have beer, it's like 你们有啤酒吗? 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 It's kind of fun to say. And then 冰水, shui is water, shui. It's kind of a fun one to say. 冰水 is ice water. So those are kind of fun to say. Social media. You've heard that the internet is tough, and you would be correct. All this stuff that I do is through what's called a VPN, virtual private network. And so what you have to do is you have to connect in a way that basically makes China think that you're going through some other you're basically coming from like another country, so you can get to the websites that you need to. So the last 2 days, for example, I've been trying to upload 2 YouTube videos, and it's taken me like literally 3 days to upload 2 videos. So sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's not. Usually I can do what I need to do, but I have to use a VPN to get to Facebook and YouTube, Gmail, anything that's non-Chinese. I have to use a specific software to be able to access it, which can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but it is what it is. Are you planning to go to the Great Wall? I've already been there, and it is amazing, and I met the most amazing guy ever, and here is one of my favorite photos of all time. Me and the guy jumping together on the Great Wall. We walked the Great Wall for like 3 hours together, never said one word. He didn't speak any English, I didn't speak any Chinese, and then 3 hours after we walked together and had so much fun, he turns to me and says, I go home now. And I'm like, okay. So then we said goodbye, and I went on my way. So that's the Q&A for today. Thanks for the questions. If you have questions, let me know. I'd love to answer them. Some other comments. Let's see here. Oh, Diane, I think, asked about what do I use for my video editing. I just use iMovie. I should probably use something better because iMovie is a little limited. But honestly, it gets the job done. It's on my laptop. I don't have like a very powerful laptop. So eventually I may upgrade to something a little bit more powerful, but for now I just use iMovie. Let's see here. Oh, lots of comments about my hair. I know my hair is looking crazy. I like it long, even though I don't really do much with it, but I will probably cut it one of these days. So thank you for all the comments about cutting my hair. I think Jacob and my sister both commented to get my hair cut in Chinese. Nice to work with Google Translate. So Eric, I'm just gonna call him Eric. I met him in Hong Kong, and he was inspired by my videos to continue to learn Chinese, which I think is awesome, because that's really why I like doing his videos, is one, to just show you how interesting and how fun life can be in like another culture, especially when you can experience it and learn the language. And second, just to make it so everyone watching this can know, like, I can do this too, right? It's doing something like this. If you want to go travel or you want to go learn another language, you should just go do it, figure out a way to do it. You're never going to have a perfect opportunity. The moons are not going to line up. You're just going to have to go do it. And you'd be surprised what you can actually do if you just kind of make the decision, right? And you can figure all the rest out. You can figure out the rest of the stuff later, but just do it. Just do it. One last shout out. I want to give a shout out to Al Abu, my main man from iSocket, my homie. He gave me a great compliment. He said my videos are looking great and they're getting better every day, and they're starting to look, and they remind him of Casey Neistat's videos, which, if you don't know Casey Neistat, he's like a super like badass on YouTube. I've watched him for like the past 5 years. But thank you for the compliment. It really means a lot, and it keeps me motivated to stay up late and make these damn things even when I'm super exhausted. So thanks for the feedback. I always really appreciate it, and it keeps me going. Okay, I think that's it. So that's the end of the questions. I'll do this again next Saturday. If you have questions throughout the week, comment on Facebook. I'll pick them up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.